Rabbi Isai, I think we are live.
Like 150 game suspension for it.
All right, let's go live. Rabbi Isai.
I hope I don't get suspension.
It happened to Shabbos Joe Jackson.
Sorry about this.
That was a very different suspension.
1920, 1919.
He was suspended during, I think, the 1919 season because of what happened, supposedly happened in the 1918 World Series.
I apologize for all the background noise. They don't know that I am live.
It is so.
Yes. All right. Oh.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, we are live. I apologize. Everybody, please mute if possible. Thank you. Yishkoyach. Great morning, everybody. Today is the 36th day in the Omer. Shishu Shleishim Yom. Ayom Shishu Shleishim Yom. Shem Chamisha Shvois V'Yom Echad BaOmer or LaOmer. Today's shir is being sponsored in the merit of my father, Menachem Mendel Ben Simcha. Everybody knows who that is already. It's Ken's father, the famous war hero, Holocaust survivor. For Refuah Shlema, for my daughter, Hadara Sarah Bat Peseleya. She should have a Refuah Shlema B'Karev. It's the famous Ken from the Five Towns. Yesterday I received two of the best emails I've ever received, I think. I'm going to read one today. We'll save the other one for a different time. The other one was more of a tearjerker. I read it, I cried. I let my wife read it, she cried, then my daughter. I mean, we're a bunch of crybabies, but I think some other guy, I'm not going to mention his name, I showed it to him, he also cried. Okay, Yosef, I'm not going to embarrass you with Rabbim. This one is from Joseph Mesh. Listen to this, Rabbi Isai. It's short, but it's sweet. I'm almost 70. Went so fast. You hear this? He's 70 years old. Went so fast. I'm almost 50. Like that. I remember. My son is 25 years old. We just looked at each other. I looked at my wife. Like, the kid was just born. He's 25 years old. It's insane. Everybody understands this. I'm almost 70. Went so fast. This is the first time I learned Gemara since high school. You guys understand what's going on here? We had these 45-year-olds, and he's 70 years old. It's the first time he picked up a Gemara since high school. Where I not let it sink in and had zero interest. Besides, in them days, this guy's from New Jersey. In them days, the Rebbe were Talmidei Chachamim, but terrible teachers, Holocaust survivors. Yeah. I don't know if you guys, I went to school, I had a Rebbe, Holocaust survivor. He had a thermos of hot water, and he would have a cup of hot water. If you didn't behave, he would spill hot water on you. He would chuck hot water. He used to say, heiße Wasser. Kitzer. We had the Rabbein, they used to hit Holocaust survivors. Again, Nachamol. They were big Talmidei Chacham, but terrible teachers, Holocaust survivors. I must say your daf is inspiring to say the least. You have a way that captures my attention and interest. I, for one, appreciate the opportunity that you give me to accumulate knowledge and mitzvahs. Nehemiah Mesh, Hamilton, New Jersey. Never heard of that place in my life. Hamilton, New Jersey. It's probably like right next door to Lakewood or something. I'm almost 70 years old. Went so fast. I'll never forget this email. Was noch? Okay, we have from our friend Kalman, Ken. Hi, Rebelli. Please have your older brother come back and do the daf. How I love the beard. All kidding aside, how about we take a vote among all the chabura, beard or no beard, and you go with the higher vote. We can make this into some kind of fundraiser. So, first of all, my wife is the final decision here. Like I told Reb Chaim Kanievsky, he said, where's your beard? I said, my wife. He said, your wife doesn't need a beard, you need a beard. But Kitzer was one of those jokes. But let's be serious for a second. Just to explain, maybe it's an excuse. I just got this email this morning. Ken, seriously, if I had a beard, you would tune out. You would not even look at this thing. I represent the balabas, the simple guy that works, that has a business, and sets aside time for Torah. That's what I represent. That's what I want to represent. I'm not the rabbi. I'm not competing with the Rav. I'm never going to be a Rav. I'm not going to be a Rosh Yeshiva. I'm just a balabas. So this represents balabas. If I had a beard, I would maybe, that's my thing. On a more serious note, this time the refuah is for my daughter, Hadar Sar Bas Pesileya, in the merit of my dad, Simcha. She was just admitted to the hospital earlier today, not COVID. It's a serious chronic disorder and she's not doing well. You have been 3 for 3 for me, so I'm giving you another shot. The pressure is on. All the learning done today should be the help of refuah, as will be my learning moving forward. I'm very sad today for obvious reasons, and tonight is our weekly full share with you on YouTube, and I almost don't have the strength to do it. But Be'ezra Hashem, I will. Also started a nightly 15-minute daf review on Zoom, headlined by your 8-minute daf, believe it or not. I really enjoyed hearing you talk about Ar Sameach the other day. I was that guy that went there when I was 29 and didn't even know how to spell Shabbos. I'm 57 now, and the first time I did a page of Gemara in about 28 years when I stumbled on Yeshir when we started brachas. I've barely missed a shir since. When my dad passed, I didn't have a choice. I've already done my first siyum when we finished Mesechus Brachas. Looking forward to my next one after Shabbos. And none of it is possible without you and Hashem, of course. Put me in the same line of Hashem. There was this guy. I had an employee. We did an employee holiday party for all the employees, and this guy he had cancer. He was very sick, and he couldn't work. But I kept him on salary as Rahmanas. And one day he came to visit us on his motorcycle, and he's going through chemo, whatever, and he was at the stoplight, and he stopped at the traffic light, and because of the chemo, he fell asleep on his motorcycle, and the light turned green, and some guy beeped him, and he was startled. He fell off his motorcycle, and he comes all injured, and he comes to the party, and he gets up and he says the story, and he says, and there is God, and there's Eli, and he gives this whole speech, Hashem, and this is what it reminds me now. Oh, whatever. Okay, he said this Maisa, he's all injured. He explained why he fell off the motorcycle, but then he also explained that there's two. Chas v'shalom, Hashem Yirachem. So he finishes it with me and Hashem, of course. Thank you, Rebelli. P.S. Please have me represent the 5 towns, or at least Hewlett. I think it's cooler to say Hewlett. We're going to get guys from Lawrence, and then from Hewlett is Gishmak. I think you asked for a picture. Okay, regards, Kalma 5 towns. Great. Do we have time for one more? Not really. It's a short daf today. You know what? One more, quickly. This is from Yossi Hirsch. Good morning. I've tried many times to do Daf Yomi, but it was never successful. This year, after finding your shir, I've been Baruch Hashem doing the Daf daily, and I've been enjoying it. 2 of my boys, Alta Baruch 14 and Mordechai Zelik 10, saw my commitment and did brachas with other shiurim. Since they have been home with the current situation, they've been doing Shabbos with the shir on Torah anytime, every day. Each morning before they start classes with the Rabbeim on the phone, they sit down and learn today's Daf. Gewaldik. Unbelievable. 10 and 14 years old. They noticed that you have representatives of Borough Park and Flatbush, but no one from Kensington, which is where we live. They would love to represent that area. Listen, I love Kensington. That's where I grew up. So yesterday after Shir, Shloimi Lemmer, is that his name, Shloimi Lemmer? He was on, and I asked him, he says he had a payas and the whole thing, Sikraz the Pais. I said, where are you from? He says, Kensington. I said, what block? He said, East 5th between Ditmas and F. That's exactly what I lived on, East 4th between Ditmas and F. And I told him about the house. I told him the address because nobody was on. There's only like 30, 40 people. I told him the address.
It says he's on right now.
He's on right now. Shlomi Lemer, Givaldik, Shalom Aleichem. Did you go check out the mikvah? So I told him where I lived and what house, and that we built a mikvah. I actually built a mikvah with this other guy. We sat and we built a mikvah. It took us months, and we have a mikvah in that house. So go check it out. It's there still in Kensington. I spoke to Rabbi Pilchuk, who was a Rebbe in Darchei Torah, and told him that you mentioned him in your shir. He was so happy to know that one of his Talmidim is now a Rebbe to over 2,000 people daily. Yes, Baruch Hashem, with YouTube, with Torah Anytime, with our app, with all daf. 2,000 people watch the shir every day. Unbelievable. Thank you, and the whole Chabura for making this shir so enjoyable, for helping us Daf Yomi. Kol Tov, Yossi Hirsch. Here's a picture of his 2 sons learning the Daf, Gevaldik, in Kensington, Brooklyn, Kensington. A lot of mice is going on there for a different day. Zokta Helig Gemara, we're holding today is Daf Ayin. Yes, I said it. Daf Ayin, 70. 69 daf into Masechta Shabbos. Feels like we just started yesterday. I think when we started COVID-19, we were daf Yud Aleph. So we're about 60 days into COVID in terms of leaving the Beis Medrash and being at home. All right, says the last three words on daf Samach Tes Amud Beis. Hayodea Shu Shabbos. So going back to this chart, I'm very proud of my chart. I don't know if you noticed, these letters have like different highlights in them. It's not stam letters. So it takes time to do things like this. Anyway, going to Klal Beis and Klal Gimel. If a guy forgets that today is Shabbos, he knows about Shabbos, but he's like the guy on the island, he lost track of time and he forgot that today is Shabbos. And he did 25 things that are asur. Shkoyach for putting up on the board. He did 25, well, that's the old version. You see, that's the old version. It says malacha the wrong way. If you see this one, it says malacha the right way. And it even has our emblem here. Fine. Next time. So I misspelled it. Tomer pointed out I misspelled it. People should spell it. No. You see the aleph is after the chaf. Anyway, so going back to Klal Beis. A guy forgot that it's Shabbos and he did many melachas. How many karbanos does he have to bring? 1 carbon per Shabbos. But if a person knows that it's Shabbos, he sat down and he made kiddush, he knows it's Shabbos, but he did many melachas, he did atmana, he did zriya, charish, ksira, all these things, he has to bring a carbon for each and every one. So now the Gemara is going to discuss what is the difference. Maishna Reisha, Maishna Seifa. What's the difference? Reisha meaning Klal Beis, Seifa meaning Klal Gimel. Omer Rav Safra, kan midias Shabbos u'peiresh, kan midias melacha u'peiresh. So says Rav Safra, and he's going to be nitcha. We're not going to go with him. He says, well, depends on what a person. If somebody comes over and says, "Hey, it's Shabbos today," you are going to stop doing melacha. So you bring 1 carbon. But if a person says, "Hey, this melacha is asur," you're not going to stop because you don't know it's Shabbos. So therefore, you only bring 1 carbon. But if a person says to you, "Hey, this melacha is asur," this malach is asur, you didn't know that zri is, you didn't know that ktsir is asur, you didn't know atmana is asur. So every time he tells you this is asur, you are going to stop doing that malacha. Therefore, for each one, you have to bring a carbon. The Gemara is going to explain it in a different way, slightly similar to this, but better. Amalei Rav Nachman, klum parish mishabes el mishum malachas, uklum parish malachas el mishum Shabbos. It's one and the same. What does Shabbos mean? Shabbos doesn't mean eating cholent and making kiddush. Shabbos means not doing malacha. So you're only going to stop doing malacha if you know it's Shabbos. You're only going to know it's Shabbos if you stop doing malachas. They're one and the same. Ela, Amar Rav Nachman, Korban dechir rachmana mai ashgaga, hasam chadash gaga. So Rav Nachman says very simple, like we understood in the Mishnah. It's one mistake versus many mistakes. What's this guy's problem? His problem is that he lost track of the calendar. How many mistakes is that? 1. He made 1 mistake that he forgot to keep track of the calendar. So he brings 1 carbon, almost like the Vilna Gaon said yesterday. Zocher Yom Shabbos lekatshe. Like you should try to remember Shabbos. Okay, so his mistake was he didn't remember Shabbos. He brings 1 carbon. But the second guy in Klal Gimel, he remembers that it's Shabbos. He knows very well. He's sitting down. He's singing Shalom Aleichem, the whole thing. So what's his mistake? Many mistakes. He forgot that atman is asur. He forgot that ktsir is asur. So it's different mistakes. For each mistake that he forgot, he must bring a carbon. Fine. So in other words, it's not dependent on why you're going to stop doing it, and and someone's going to tell you and you're going to stop. No, it's different. It's how many mistakes did you make? How many shgagas did you have? Okay, so it says in the Aseres HaDibros, and we had this yesterday in the Vilna Gaon's Pshat. Zocher Yom Shabbos lekatshe, right? This is in the Aseres HaDibros. And what does it say all the way at the end? Lo yisasa kol melacha. You're not allowed to do any kind of melacha of the 39 melachas on Shabbos. So we have a problem. Shabbos is very unique. The Torah tells us, do not be Mechal Shabbos. So it's 1 Aveira to be Mechal Shabbos. So what if I do Ktsira and Tchina on Shabbos? How many karbanos do I have to bring? The answer is 2. But why? Who told you? The Torah only says 1 Aveira. Loisasa kol melacha. That's it. That includes all 39 melachas. So why do I have to bring 2 karbanos? Why are you dividing every single malacha as if they're unique? And they are unique because that's the halacha. And you're saying you have to bring 2 karbanas. And in fact, if you do 39 malachas, you have to bring 39 karbanas. But why? It doesn't say in the Torah, don't do ktsira, don't do tchina, don't do boirer, don't do... It says, l'sasiko malacha. We understand that the Gemara tells us that we have a whole masech there discussing all the malachas. We're going to have a Mishnah tell us all the 39 malachas. But they're all included under one category, l'sasiko malacha, don't be mechal Shabbos. So who told you that you have to bring a carbon for every single malacha? It's a major question. Well, the answer is, chayiv al kol malacha, as it says in the Mishnah, if a person forgot each and every malacha that he forgot that Shabbos, he wasn't aware of it, he has to bring a carbon, but why? Chiluk malacha is menolan, how do I know it? Omer Shmuel, Omer Kro, mechalalel moisumas. So, let's see, we should go here probably. And we're going to see there's different ways to learn it. Shmuel learns one way. Very small, well, because of the screens, we could go small today. But it says in the pasuk, "Sheish yom tiyasem malacha v'yom shvi yelachem kodesh Shabbos Shabbos and Hashem kol ha'oiseh by malacha yumas." If you do malacha, wow, I didn't give it to you, but you got it, Baruch Hashem. If you do malacha, you shall die. This is the people on Zoom are seeing this on their screen. Great. One day we'll have it for YouTube also. And then the second pasuk, or it's actually beforehand, the famous pasuk, "Sheish yom yasem malacha v'yom shvi Shabbos and kodesh Hashem kol ha'oiseh malacha b'yom haShabbos mois yumos." Now, 2 questions here. In the first pasuk it says already, you shall die. In the second pasuk it says, die, you shall die. So 2 questions. First of all, why do I need this pasuk at all? Why do I need die, you shall die? It already says you die. Second of all, why does it say double lashon? Die, you shall die. Gemara discusses that. And from that we learn, one is going to be discussing mazid, you do it deliberately, and one is going to be discussing, you do it by mistake. And the Torah just uses a lashon of dying, it doesn't mean you shall die. It means something else. Double lashon. Mois, you shall die, you shall die. The Torah is telling you, you shall die for doing different things. Ktsira, tchina, whatever it is, you die. Says the Gemara, I have been amazing. Ooh, the pasuk is talking about you doing it on purpose. Nothing to do with our sugi of shaygig. Ask Taisves, if it's on purpose, how could a person die twice? Die, you shall die. You can't die more than once. Once you're dead because you did ktsira, you can no longer die again for doing tchina. Says Taisves, okay, so I'll say that this is the Torah spoke like human beings. Die, you shall die. Okay? It's not, don't take it literally, you should die twice. Says the Gemara, the Mazid, the famous concept, we're actually going to have it twice today, on today's daf. If the Torah tells us something and there's no need for it, obviously it's telling us something else. Since there's already a pasuk that tells me you shall die for being Mechal Shabbos, so then why does the Torah tell me again, a second pasuk, die, you shall die? Obviously for Shoygig, not for Mazid. The Chsiv already says you shall die. I already know the penalty. But it can't be. Nobody dies for making a mistake. Yumas ben mamain. For some people, this is actually worse than dying. If you have to spend $500 on a sheep and you have to bring 10 of them for one Shabbos, $5,000. You're going to be hurting big time. Losing money like that is like dying. Yumas. It means so. Again, so the Torah is telling us, mois yumas. You shall die for doing ksira. And you shall die for doing tchina. What does die mean? You're going to have to pull out of your pocket $500 a pop. Mois yumas, plural. In other words, you see the concept of lechalek. So again, how does Shmuel learn lechalek? He learns it from mois yumas. Each avera, each malacha that you do on Shabbos, you have to bring another carbon. As the Gemara,
The Gemara was mechaven with the moisimas connected to money, to all the issues that are happening now, where people are concerned to weigh the virus, opening up back the economy versus staying on the lockdown. Because you could potentially die either way. That's problems either way.
Avi, I have to just tell you, somebody sent me an email. It's one of a kind. He said, I love Avi's comments. Listen, there's guys that love the beard, they don't love the beard. You never know. There's that guy that loves Avi Kamiatzi's comments. It's unbelievable.
You
I will. I don't want to embarrass you, but now that you're saying this, whatever. I'm not kidding. I have it here somewhere in the pile. I'll get to it. Listen, there's good emails. Yesterday, the tearjerker comes first. What?
All I'm hearing is you sitting next to Hashem on the Kisei HaKavod. There's Hashem, and there's you. That's all I hear.
That's right. What I should talk about you? It's all about me, my friend. It's all about me. That's what my wife said. Okay, anyway, I'll get to you, Avi. I'll give you covet one day. You know how many people jealous of you that you have that option just to click in and talk whatever you want and whenever you want? I heard something about yeshivas suffering for money, they're all dying. Something like that. So maybe I'll just skip ahead, and there's a cute taisvus on Ayin Omid Beis. If you look on Ayin Omid Beis, just the second taisvus from the top, I don't have patience to wait all the way to the end of the sugya. Taisvus just says, Shmuel, the like Reb Nassan, the like Reb Yosi. How come Shmuel doesn't say like Reb Nassan we're about to discuss, and Reb Yosi? In other words, Taisvus is asking, what is going on here? Shmuel's an Amayra. How is Shmuel bringing his own ideas that, you learn from Mois Yumas? Here we're going to be discussing Reb Nassan, a Tana. And then Reb Yosi, another Tana. I don't like their pshatim. I like my own Mois Yumas pshat. So Taisvus says, because he got it, obviously we must say, just logically, Taisvus doesn't know this. He says, I have to say that Shmuel received this generation from generation, one passed to the other, and that was he didn't just make it up himself. Ask the Gemara, the famous Reb Nassan. So, as we discussed, it says in Aseres HaDibros, Lisasi Kol Malacha. Can't do any of the 39 malachas. The question is, so then why in the world all of a sudden the Torah says, Torah picks one out of the 39, maybe it's 3, but especially fire. You can't make a fire. Why is fire different than anything else? Why not, don't write on Shabbos. It's saying Torah, don't write on Shabbos. Don't do ktsira on Shabbos. Doesn't say it. Why fire? The famous machlokes. Reb Nassan Oimer, L'sevaru eish b'chol meish v'seichem b'yom HaShabbos matam eloymar. Lefi shenemar, it already says, Vayakal Moshe kol hadas b'nei Yisrael. It says in the pasuk, Eila hadvarim. Sheishes yom t'yasim melacha. So, I'm just recalling when I was a kid, I remember my Rebbe, that guy actually that spilled water on us, it was in 7th grade, but I must have been like, I don't want to tell you how old I was then. I was very young, and he said a Vilna Gaon, and for some reason stuck in my head, it says by, when Yaakov Avinu bumped into Lavan, he says, V'yisaper loy eis kol advarim me'ela. It's 14 letters, eis kol advarim me'ela. So the Vilna Gaon says, it stands for, Al tesama kiloi hevesi davar bechush rav yitzasi misham holach elifaz lokach hakol. That's the story. Don't worry about it. I don't have any money. I bumped into Elifaz. He took all my money. Whatever. Anyway, I'm seeing here also. It says Eila Hadvarim. Over there it's Es Kol Hadvarim Eila. Over here it's Eila Hadvarim. Eila Hadvarim says the Gemara. If you just count it up, Eila is Aleph Lamed Hey. Lamed Hey is 35 plus 1 is 36. Hadvarim equals 3. Why? Because Dvarim is plural, is 2. The things. Hadvarim with Hey Hayidiyah is the things, it's 3. 3 plus 36 equals 39. Says the Gemara, I know 39. Dvarim hadvarim, Eila hadvarim. Eila hadvarim, these are the things, and these are the melachas. Eilu shloishim v'teisha melachas shenemer l'Moshe b'Sinai. These are the 39 melachas. Moshe Rabbeinu came down from Har Sinai, told Klal Yisrael on the spot. So we know that this is not true. But if we just open the Torah for the first time and studying the Bible, we would say, you see, without Chacham, without Gemara, I'd say, it says, you shouldn't do all melachas, they're all included in one box. I bring one carbon for all 39. Do I have I think I just printed it out. Also from Yoni, Stam, if you want to know what Charish and Katzir means, this is a guy that's doing Ktsira, this is a guy that's plowing. So, the Torah talks about these two malachas. You should not plow, and you shouldn't reap. You Shouldn't cut the tvua. Says the Gemara, now, obviously, if you are plowing, then you can't reap. They're 2 different months. They're very far away from each other. From the time that you plow until the time you reap is months and months apart. So you cannot possibly do those 2 things together. Maybe dafka these 2 things, if you do a charish and a ktira, all in the same Shabbos, you're chayiv too. Rashi sticks in here that since, just on the side note, we're going with eish now more than ktira and charisha because ktira and charisha say 2 in 1 pasuk. Rashi says the Gemara, we like eish better. Eish is going to teach us havara bechlal hoisa. Havara was included in the 39 melachas, and it's just like everything else. V'lama yatzos. So then why did the Torah highlight it and make its own pasuk? Lo sevaru eish b'chol mashveiseichem. La'akesh eleh v'lo melach. To learn from it. Because we have the famous klal. It's one of the 13 klalim that we say in the morning before davening. Shloisha esrei midas shator nidreshes behem. It's davar shoy b'klal v'yatz min ha'klal lo l'lamed al atzmi yatza el l'lamed al klal kula yatza. So if you have a klal, if you have a general rule, if you have something that was in a group, it was part of something, and then it comes out by itself, like in this case, fire was highlighted all by its own, is not to teach you something about fire, but to teach you about the whole group that it came out from. It's to teach you a halacha on all 39 malachas. Ma'avar she'av malacha v'chayim alev b'fnei atzma, av kol she'av malacha chayim alev b'fnei atzma. To teach you, I'm chayiv on fire by itself, I'm chayiv on ktsira by itself, on charisha by itself, and tchina by itself, and ma'amer by itself, and tzviya, and everything tzad, everything is its own individual melacha, and each and every one that I do, I bring a carbon. So I have a great source. How do I know that every melacha is its own carbon? Because I learned it from fire. So why is Shmuel jumping to Mois Yumas? I could learn it from fire. Fire is by itself, it's individual, and every other melacha is individual. Says the Gemara, Shmuel Savala Rabbi Yosi. The Omar Havar Lelav Yatzos. Very interesting. Comes the famous Rabbi Yosi and says, fire is different than all 39 melachas. You know why the Torah highlighted it? Because it's actually different. If a person makes a fire on Shabbos, let's say nowadays, it might be driving a car on Shabbos or cooking, he doesn't get skila if there were Eidim. He doesn't get karis if there were Eidim. And he doesn't bring a carbon if there were no Eidim. If it was a shagi, he doesn't bring a carbon. What does he do? Nothing. He gets a lav. Lilav yatzas. That's it. All 38 other malachas, you get the death penalty besides fire. That's why the Torah highlighted it. Amazing. The Omar Havar Lilav yatzos. The Zaya Havar Lilav yatzos. The Rabbi Yosi. And Rabbi Nosson says, no, you get the death penalty. It's just the Torah highlighted it to tell you to differentiate between melacha and melacha. Another one, v'teifuklei. Why does Shmuel come up with Mois Yumas? I have another source. From another place. The Sad Rabbi Yosi Omer, v'asam ma'achas mehena. So you have these 3 words, and they're very interesting words. If he did, from one, from many. But what's the extra mem? It should say va'asa mehena. The whole word ma'achas is extra. It's certainly me'achas. The Gemara says that we learn 4 things from it. Here you go. Avi, this one I sent to you, so you could put this one up if you have it. It looks like this. Me'achas mehena. So from the first mem, just the mem alone, the red that's in red, I learned the concept of Shem Mishimain. Shem Mishimain means if I intended to write the word Shimain, the name Shimain, so my intent was to start from beginning and end. I was going to do Shin Mem Ayin Vav Nun, and instead I got sidetracked. I got a phone call on Shabbos, and I only ended up writing Shin Mem, which is a word, shame, a name. So I do shame, I am chayev, because I did 2 ICIs, I wrote 2 things. How do I know it? Meyachas, from one. Achas means Shimon. I have to write the whole word Shimon. Me'achas, a partial name, a little bit of it. Great. You see, Avi's practicing now. Here, maybe I'll show no, I won't show because it's going back already. Okay. Great job. On the big screens behind us, you're going to do that stuff. Somebody's going to do it. Okay. Sometimes you chayev on each and every avera, and sometimes you chayev only one chatos. We'll explain. My time the Rabbi Yosi, achas me'achas, heina me'heina. There's extra mem in the heina. There's extra mem in the achas. Achas she heina, heina she achas. And the two other limudim are one that is many and many that are one. We'll explain. Achas Shimon. The word achas alone means if somebody wanted to write the word achas. I see Shmuley Weisfish. Shalom Aleichem Shmuley. I was waiting for you the whole week. You know, I read your email, and that was the day that something went very wrong with YouTube. And we have the entire shir besides the email I read about you. Did you see? You saw that I read the email, right? You were online then? Yeah, okay, but it's not there forever. Sorry. We'll have to do it a different time for private. Achas shi heino shi achas. Shmuley is the tzaddik from Manchester, gets up at 4 a.m. to learn the daf, something like that. But only on Fridays, because his father only lets Fridays, and he asked me if I could convince his father that he could get up other days. I'm trying to convince him, Revaisvish, תעשה טובה, אתה מדבר עברית, תתן לו לקום פעם אחת, זה קורונה, מה יקרה אם יקום עוד פעם אחת? נו. Okay, I spoke to him, we'll take care of it. He says, בסדר. Achas heino shi achas. Achas, what's achas? Shimon. If he tries to write the word Shimon. Me'achas, from Shimon, meaning Shem is Shimon. If he just wrote 2 letters out of the whole thing, because it's a tremendous chiddush. His intent was to do X, Y, Z. So he's going to be over when he finishes X, Y, Z. But he only did X, Y. Nevertheless, he's chayev. He did Shem. He wrote a full word, 2 letters, Shem, Shin, Mem. That's enough. Okay. I don't know. When we get to the sugya, at the end of the day, he did a Shin and a regular Mem, not a Mem so fit. So, okay, it's still Shem. Okay, great. Heino. Now, if we would just say Heino without a Mem, Avos. There's the 39 Avos Melachas. May Heino, if you do from those 39 Melachas, meaning Toldois, and as we said, that Yerushalmi brings down, the Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish sat for 3.5 years, and they figured out that every Av has 39 Toldois. Okay, whatever it is. But Toldois are Issa Da'iraisa, just like the Av. They're just not the category, they're the subcategory. How do I know it? Meheina, from the Avos, meaning the Toldois. And now we go to the other one. Achas shihiheina. What does that mean? It's not pasha to go like this, to draw it on a circle. Just so you should know. Doesn't happen in 1 second. Achas shihiheina. I wanted to do it better, but I didn't have time. Ran out of time. Achas shihiheina, one which is many. What does that mean? Zodain Shabbos v'shigas malachas. When do I have to bring many karbanos? One which is many. When I know that it's Shabbos and I did many melachas on that Shabbos, and each one of those melachas I did by mistake, I have to bring many karbanos. Hey no shiachas. And when do I have many that equal only one? Hey no shiachas. When I have shigas Shabbos is other melachas. When I know that what I'm doing is also on Shabbos, but I don't know what Shabbos. I lost track of Shabbos. So if I lost track of Shabbos, how many karbanos do I bring? 1. That's heina, many, shiachas, which I only bring at the end of the day, 1 carbon. I did many melachas. I only bring 1 carbon at the end of the day. So what's the question? Why does Shmuel have to go look for a new source of mois yumas that I bring a carbon for each and every melacha? Here's a Tana that says that achas meheina, heina ma'achas. In other words, sometimes I bring a carbon for each and every melacha. I have to bring a carbon for each and every melacha.
Eli, if Tosa says that he got it for Kabbalah, then what's the question? Why is this pasuk any better than the other pasuk? You got to pick up.
No, first of all, time out. The Gemara is going through the things. Why do you need an extra thing? Why? Why is that Kabbalah like that? But now we are forced, at the end of the sugya that we know that he doesn't agree with these things. Tosfos asks, what right does he have not to agree with Tanaim? So we must say he also had a source. So you're asking if he had a source, l'chatchila, why should we even try to figure it out? Okay, listen. By the way, I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm not saying this is the pshat here. But the Gemara, and I'm talking a lot to Seth Hellman, I constantly think about him because he just started putting on tefillin, and it's new to a lot of people, that the Gemara is different than every other book that we know. And that is, sometimes the Gemara asks a question, says an answer. It's not the question, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to ask you a question, you have no idea. And by the way, the Gemara wants the answer, and the Gemara, it's the style of the Gemara to ask a question in a teretz, a question teretz. That's the whole style of the whole Gemara. So it's a way to get the Talmidim going. The Rebbe comes in, guys, what's the pshat? They say teretz, this guy says this teretz, that. The Gemara is just going through, instead of saying a list. By the way, you know why you have to bring a carbon for every single malacha? Well, it could be because achas mehena, or it could be because of this, or it could be ma'isuma. I'll give you a list. No, I'm going to bring it. I bring it from here. Why does Shmuel say it? He could have said this one. It's a different style. It doesn't mean, the Gemara wanted to bring a point that we know that you have to bring a carbon for each and every malacha. I have different sources. I have this source, that source. It starts off with Shmuel and asks a question, why did Shmuel do this, that? It's all to bring in, the bottom line is I want to bring in these things. I want to bring in these sources. You know what I'm saying? If we knew that Shmuel had a Kabbalah, I'm not going to bring the other sources. I'm just going to leave it and say, L'chalik Yatza, I'm going to ignore that whole sugi of L'chalik Yatza and L'lav Yatza, and that's a great source for bringing carbon. That's it. I need to say it.
No, of course you would bring it. You just wouldn't ask a kasha.
Okay, so it's another way. That's what I'm telling you. That's the style of the Gemara. Sometimes it's not the question as much as the answer. The outcome is what we're looking for. It's just a way, a style of saying, okay, Shmuel said it like this. Now we have to understand why Shmuel said it like this. There's another source. Shmuel doesn't like that source so much. And it's also a way to push off that source and say why that source is not the best source in the world. And we're all blaming it on Shmuel. And you pick your source. We have 3 sources here. It's all good. Ushmuel, achas shihena vehena shi achas lemashmale. So, and here's another way of saying this. You see these circles? Shmuel doesn't like them. He doesn't want to learn 4 pshatim from this pasuk. He's going to learn 2 major limudim, that Shem and Shimon is a Issa D'Oraisa, and that the Toldos are Issa D'Oraisa. And these other funny things over here, not funny chas v'shalom, but he doesn't like these 2 other pshatim. That's it. I'm not going to do pshatim. Achas ma'ena, ena ma'achas. I'll leave that to you. I have a better pshat. I have a strong pshat. Mois yumas. That's it. It's a very concrete. Now, I didn't say the Tana who it is. I got it b'Kabbalah. It's a great source. This one is a little flaky to Shmuel because 4 limudim from 2 words. Okay, that's what the Gemara is saying here. Ba'imei Rav Merav Nachman Helem Zeh v'Zeh b'Yodim. In other words, it's a great question if you think about it. A person forgets that it's Shabbos. So let's go back. Klal Beis and Klal Gimel. If a person forgets that it's Shabbos and he does 100 things wrong on Shabbos, he brings 1 carbon. If a person remembers that it's Shabbos and he does 100 wrong things, he has to bring 100 karbanos, or 39 karbanos. 39 karbanos. What if he has the combination of the 2 things? He forgot that it's Shabbos, so he's only chayiv 1 carbon on all the malachas, but he forgot all the malachas and he's chayiv on each and every one. So which one is it? Which one wins? If the Shabbos is the ikr, then all he has to bring is 1 carbon. And if the malachas are the ikr, then he has to bring 39 karbanos. So what does he do? He has both of them together. Which one wins? What's your question, B'chlal? He forgot that it's Shabbos. So forget about the malachas. He's only chayiv 1. Adrabo, Harei Hela Melachas Biyodoi, V'chayav HaKolachas V'achas. So, the Gemara is asking, I don't know if we should jump in Taisus now, in a second we will. If a guy forgot all these melachas, he's chayav for each and every one. He knows that Shabbos he forgot. So because you added another forgetfulness, that's why he should be better off? If he forgot every melacha, he forgot that it exists, he's chayav on each and every melacha that he did. And now he forgot an additional thing called he lost track of the calendar, so that should make his position better. And look at Taisus, the last line in Taisvis Dibra Maskil Omar Le Harei Helam Shabbos Yadai. Taisus says, Va de Mahader Le Hachal Paitra Mishum de Kosava Shigas Shabbos Iker. The Gar Mitzvah Mishum Shabbos. So Taisus just sticks in a vart here that, by the way, let's not lose track here. You're trying to keep Shabbos. Shabbos is not about not planting. Shabbos is about Shabbos. You have to know Shabbos. Shabbos is Shabbos. That's the main point. The other things are secondary. Don't do malacha on Shabbos. Taisus is pointing out why he says Helam Zev Zev Biyadai or Helam Shabbos Biyadai. At the end of the day, Shabbos is the Iker. Shabbos is the main point. The other things are secondary. Fine. Elom Rav Ashi Chazinon. I Mishum Shabbos Ko Parish. Let's see. If you scream to him, Shabbos, you throw a stone at him, and he's, I won't do it anymore, then he only brings one carbon. Similar to what we had in Amud Aleph. And if you tell him, hey, that melach is asur, and that's why he stops, so let's see where this guy's holding. What is he forgetting exactly? What's the main thing? And like we said on Amud Aleph, is there something called Shabbos without being asur to do malacha? Shabbos means not doing malachas. That's what Shabbos is. As we're going to see it stronger, as we had it yesterday in that whole thing, we're going to see it soon. There is no, if a person forgets 39 malachas, then there is no Shabbos to him. Shabbos is zero. In other words, Monday and Shabbos are equal. You could do all the malachas on Monday, and you can do all the malachas on Shabbos. You forgot about it. So what's the difference between Monday and Shabbos? Shabbos means not being able to do something. Right? Not. I have my one of my best friends. I told you about him. He went off the derech. He's an atheist, but he tells me he loves going to shul. He loves going to shul. He loves the whole social thing, the kiddush and the this. So is that Shabbos? Shabbos is going to shul and having chol. Seriously, that Shabbos means not to go to shul in your car. That's Shabbos. Not to go to shul and eat chol. It's not Shabbos. So the kids they're all connected. Shabbos means not doing malacha. Not doing malacha is because of Shabbos. So you can't say you have one without the other. It doesn't work. Ela loishna. So Mela says the Gemara, there's no difference. You're right. It doesn't matter why you stop and where you stop. You're stopping Shabbos because of the malachas. You're not doing malachas because of Shabbos. They're all one. And therefore, he'll hold like the first shita. Says the Gemara. Fine. Now this is a freebie because we had this word for word yesterday. Tanan avos melachos arba'im chazarachas. That's the Mishnah. I think on Ayin Hey. No, not on Ayin Hey. Later on, where is it? It's in our parak somewhere. Where is it? On Zayin? No, I think it's I'm sure it's in our parak. It's on Amud Aleph somewhere. Don't tell me. Oh, it's coming up. Ayin Gimel. It says in the Mishnah that there's 40 melachas minus 1, which means 39. We asked the question, why do I need to tell me? I have to count for me. To teach us the concept that the most a person can bring karbanos, the most karbanos a person can bring in a single Shabbos is 39. Now you hear the Gemara's question. The Gemara's question is very obvious. We had a question. If a person forgot that it's Shabbos and he did 39 melachas, he's only chayiv 1. Or maybe he should be chayiv 39. Which one is it? What do you mean? Rabbi Yochanan just said that if he forgot this 39 melachas, he has to bring 39 karbanos. Well, if he forgot that there's 39 melachas, that means he forgot that it's Shabbos. Because what is Shabbos? Shabbos is not eating chont. Shabbos means not doing melachas. But he doesn't know that he can't do melachas. Because it's not even 1 out of the 39 that he doesn't know. If he would know 1 out of 39, that would be Shabbos. He knows Shabbos, like we said yesterday, Tchum. He knows Tchum. That's Shabbos. Okay, at least he has some reference to Shabbos. He can't walk 2,000 amos. But this guy doesn't know anything. He doesn't know the 39 melachas. So he should be chayiv only 1 carbon because he forgot that it's Shabbos. That answers your question. From this Mishnah, you see that you are chayiv 39 karbanos, not one karban. Again, if a person forgot that it's Shabbos and he forgot all 39 melachas, how many karbanos should he bring to ask the Gemara? 1 or 39? Rabbi Yochanan says specifically 39. How do I know he forgot Shabbos? Because he forgot 39 melachas, and 39 melachas means he doesn't know the Shabbos. It's one and the same. If a person thinks he can do every single thing on Shabbos, then it's no different than Monday. So he forgot Shabbos. If you say that you're chayiv 39, to answer your question, if a person forgot that it's Shabbos and he forgot the melachas, how many karbanos does he have to bring? As many melachas that he's done, then it makes a lot of sense what Rabbi Yochanan is saying. But if you forget about Shabbos, no matter how many melachas you do, you only chayiv 1. Then how do you have a case that you chayiv 39 karbanos? Says the Gemara, like we said yesterday, if Rabbi Yochanan holds like Rabbi Yochanan, remember, there's 3 components. Shabbos has a lav, has karas, and has a carbon. Mumba says, if I forget about the carbon, that's a shoygig. Rabbi Yochanan says, if I forget about the karas, that's a shoygig. Rish Lakish says, I have to forget about everything. I can't know that it's an avera at all. I forgot that it's a lav, I forgot about the karas. Rabbi Yochanan, who says that if I forget that something is karas, that's a shoygig, here's a perfect example. A person knows that what he's doing is asur. I know that I cannot plant on Shabbos, but I didn't realize that if I plant, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to shoot me down when I'm 45 years old. I didn't know that. That's shaygig. Okay, so great. So I have a great case. He knows that it's Shabbos. You ask me, how does he know it's Shabbos? He did 39 melachas without knowing. No. He knew 39 melachas are asur. Mimela, he knew it's Shabbos. He's just a shaygig because he doesn't know that the consequences karas. That's the shaygig. And therefore he has to bring 39 korbanos. Domakivin sheshagig v'kares, avam pishi his belav, mishkachas lo the other lay Shabbos belav. He knew that it's asur, he just didn't know the consequence. Eli sover lo Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, the Omar, achi yishgog belav v'kares, but Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says, in order to be a shaygig, you have to forget that it's asur b'chlal, you have to forget it's a lav, and you have to forget the consequence, 2 things. The other lay Shabbos b'mai. If he was over on all 39, he doesn't remember all 39, then it's not Shabbos for him. If it's not Shabbos for him, it's unbelievable. You hear what's going on here? I just realized. A guy did 38 melachas, he's chayiv 38 karbanas. But as soon as he steps it up to 39, then it should go down to 1. Because that means he doesn't know Shabbos at all. And if you don't know Shabbos at all, you only bring 1 carbon. The other lay b'Shabbos b'mai. So in what way does he know that it's Shabbos? Kugel and Cholent is not Shabbos. Says the Gemara, the other lay b'Tchumen, v'ali b'de Rebbe Akiva. According to Rebbe Akiva, that says, walking outside of your 2,000 amas is a d'oraisa. So according to Rebbe Akiva, there's 40 melachas. 39 of them, which you bring a carbon, and 1 called tchum, which you don't bring a carbon. So this individual knew that there's an isser d'oraisa to walk out of the tchum. So for him it's Shabbos. It's different than Monday. And he has a reference. I have 1 isser called tchum. I'm keeping it. All 39 other ones he didn't know, and for that he has to bring a carbon on all 39. Have 1 Shabbos, Motzei Shabbos. The shir is at 9:20. 9:20 Motzei Shabbos. See you there. Shema Malo is mi mama gimel zichla Adonai. Shema Koili Dino Gajuvois. Lekoi Tachanunoi. Chas lichol liman tivorei. Izi Adonai gimson nafshi. Veloi yecholti. Shel Adonai mshirim lavoyger.
Eli Shalom Adonai, Kim Adonai Chesed Rabbein Moifedu.
Yisrael Adonai.
Ruif Tes Yisrael Mikol V'Nisol. Enu Kol Yisrael Mikol.
Amen.
Ellie, wonderful, wonderful share today. Unbelievable. You know, sometimes when you go in an elevator, the service cuts off and I couldn't hear half the shir. I'm really apologize. I want to say there's this book you keep mentioning. There's a guy in your Daf team moving Chait. I want to know if he's related to the Chait Haggadah and also the Chait 39 Malachos Shabbos book. Because I thought I was gonna get one from Merkaz's uncle. I thought it was gonna be like
This is also an incredible.
sponsored and sent one in Corona time, but I guess you couldn't find a sponsor or something.
He's a very famous seller.
Yeah. He's the Rosh Hashiva of Marava, and this is one of the books that he made. Actually, I think this is Yoni. Yoni drew this. Yeah, Yoni. But we have permission to use this book as well. It's Reuven Chait's uncle. Reuven Chait works at Marava, and that's why we have permission to use this book. But yes, they are related.
Also used to sing in the band, the Rabbi's Sons, if you remember.
Yeah. But hold on a second. Yeshua, that was an amazing question. It was a very, very lumdishic question. Thank you for asking. Yeshua, it's a good thing that you pay attention. Shmuli Lemer from Kensington. Shalom Aleichem. Now I see him. Givaldik.
Where's your uncle?
His uncle is the famous Lemer. Yeah, we went through this. His famous. Yeah.
Ellie, and the day I start
Some people want it. Some people like it on. I'm going to leave it on for another minute or two. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
the Daf will make a kiddush, okay?
The Daf will make a kiddush for
Are you still on here?
Rav Pesach Waxman. I got your email, both of them. Yishkoyach for both. What are we going to do about that other thing that you told me? That person. I hope we didn't insult anybody. You going to work on it? I don't hear you. What are you saying?
We're trying to reach him.
Okay, good.
Hi, Rob Ali.
Rabbi Yoel, how you doing?
I can't talk to you. You need to talk to my agent.
I'm going to need to talk to your agent. Who's your agent? I need to put me in touch with that agent immediately. Is that your mother?
We'll call you.
He's here. He's going with the yacht in the background.
Yoel Berg. Oh, I didn't realize it says on your screen Yoel Bergman's, but it doesn't say agent. It just says, okay, because it's too long. Michael Cohen, he's a great attorney, by the way. Great attorney. And if he's representing you, you're in very good hands. But you're the main host, so listen, I don't know, if you're not going to talk to people, main host's job is to say Shalom Aleichem to everybody.
Fine. So after the show, can someone give me the hold?
The what? The ability to kick people off and everything?
No.
Yeah.
But I won't do it.
You want it, but you won't do it. I hear the trick. Listen, Yoel, I have kids. I wasn't born yesterday. You just give it to me, Daddy, and trust me, I'm not going to do it. So why do you want it? Why explain to me why you want it if you're not going to do it? Let me hear.
Feels important.
Ellie, for the
He feels important. Akiva is a kid. He understands. Akiva Soloway is a big lamdan. He wants to feel important. Listen, it's enough that it says main host and Michael Cohen is representing you. That's all you need to feel important. How much more chashuv than that can you be?
For the same reason somebody wants a car that can go 200 miles an hour, even though they will never go 200 miles an hour.
Aha. I hear. He wants the ability, just knowing it's pas pesaloy. Pas pesaloy. All right, I'm gonna shut the YouTube for now. There's still 13 people on. Wow, that's weird.